Yo, yo, yo. Looks like my audio waves are coming in clear. Got my tea here. I'm sipping on that vanilla spice. That vanilla spice yogi tea. And I put a little honey in there because I didn't want to put no sugar. And it's hitting. It's hitting right now. It got kind of warm though. I like when it's kind of hot. But that's okay. That's okay. How long has it been? When was my last update? My last update was probably 11, 12, 13, maybe 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. What have I been doing? What have I been doing? I think when I last left off, I was watching Avatar Korra. But I stopped watching Avatar Korra for a while. I'm still on episode like 40 or 50 something. But I had stopped because I wanted to watch Arcane. League of Legends are fucking Kane, y'all. That show. That is a peak show right there. 18 episodes. Every episode is peak. It's peak. It's crafted to perfection. I think the people who were behind that, who were behind the making of that, and, bringing it to life, I should say, they were probably prodigies, yo. Because Arcane is so fucking good. It is so fucking good. I can't stress that enough. Hold on. Let me hit my kitty right quick because he coming over here just to mess with me when I started recording. Guess what? You want to say something? Say hi. Okay. Now go away. All right. Yeah, Arcane was great. Arcane was really great. It's League of Legends. I know a lot of times when I try to recommend it to people, they be like, "Oh, I don't know nothing about League of Legends. Yeah, no, I don't play that game. I wouldn't get it." That's okay. That's okay, because the way Arcane is made, the way they wrote it, they made it for you to care. They got the whole lore right there for that specific, arc and those characters, You're not going to feel like My mom was even into it, And that's telling you something of how great that show is. It's so good. It's easily the best animated film to ever have existed on Netflix ever, and it's not even close. You could get the worldwide Netflix, and everyone from all the different regions can put their animated shows together, and you can compare and contrast them, and it still wouldn't be close. Arcane is just that good, and I'm glazing. It's good. And I'm not being biased because I know I got infected with the League of Legends brain rot. They got me. I didn't downloaded Teamfight Tactics, Wild Rift. I didn't downloaded League of Legends again. I didn't. They got me. But that's okay because it feels like after Arcane, there's been a shift, and now people are coming back to play League of Legends again. Like I watch Moist Critical, Penguinzo, Charlie. He was just now on live. He was just live playing a game of on the good old Summoner's Rift. He was just now playing a game, and he said, "What was the title of the video? Like, I don't know. I relapsed or something." Because if you're not into the League space, you wouldn't know. But everyone loves and hates that game. Even when they say they hate that game, they love it though because they keep coming back to play. Because having a League addiction, man, it's like smoking cigarettes. Oh yeah, it's like smoking cigarettes, yo. It's hard to stop. It's hard to quit. You never really quit playing League of Legends. You really don't. You just have long breaks in between. So that's how it is for me. Like, I'll play and I'll get hyper fixated for like a year, and then I won't touch it for like 2 years. But then I always come back, load on the Rift again, see what I missed out on. What are the new patches? Okay. This champion is trash now. I gotta play someone else. Okay. And then before you know it, you're back in. They reeled you back in. And yeah, it's probably like if you don't know anything about League of Legends, you've never played the game, you just don't get it, it just looks confusing, then you're lucky. I can't imagine someone who who don't know anything about League of Legends trying to get into it today and trying to learn everything. Oh, top, mid, bot, jungle. Okay, these are your camps. Don't forget the ward, buy pink wards. This is your... Because it'd be like, bro, it's so much information that I'm glad I learned it. I learned how to play it about 13, 14 something years ago when I was like, I want to say a junior. When I was a junior in high school, that's what started my League of Legends. And it's because I had a friend. I had a friend named Nate, and he was playing it. I used to go over to his house, and we just used to shoot the shit, and he was playing it. And I was like, oh, this looks interesting. How do you play it? And he's like, you want to learn how to play League? You want to learn how to play? And I remember he said, yo, once you start, it's hard to stop. And yeah, that's true, man. It's really true. But yeah, and he showed me the ropes, and this is this. He gave me a quick little crash course, and I was playing bots, and I was playing this. But this was like updates ago. The League I was playing back then versus the League now, it's crazy different. But even the map that it was on, the map that you play on, I remember the old OG version, It was OG. Now it's not new, but that's the Summoner's Rift that we play on. That's a newer update because it didn't used to look like that. It was all old. Yeah, so much, spiraling abyss. I think it's called different types of, all these modes and stuff that people want back. But we never get Earth mode. That's ultra rapid fire. That was a mode that they do once every year. And when all your abilities are just no cooldown, everything's just going crazy. So yeah, I don't even know if they still do that. But I'm glad I learned how to play it because it doesn't matter how many times it updates now, today, in the future. I will always learn. I will always know how to play it, how the game is, But to someone that doesn't know, it's just confusing. You have to watch a whole 2-hour YouTube video, everything you need to know about League of Legends and how to play from Iron rank all the way to Challenger rank and this and that. I wasn't very big on the ranked, When I play regular League of Legends, I was always playing like draft pick. That's basically it's like rank, but you don't have a rank, but it's the same setup. It's basically normals, basically. But it's not to be confused with blind pick, because blind pick as soon as you get into the lobby, you have to call out what position you want to play as. Like me, I'm a top laner, so soon as I load in, you want to hurry up and type in top, because if someone else beats you to it, you have to play a different role. That's blind pick. But when you do draft pick, you get to choose your preferred. I want to be here, and I don't want to load into a game unless this position is there for me. And when you load into the game, you're a top, or you're whatever position you want to play. But yeah, I am a top laner. I've been a top laner for many, many years. Many, many years. About 10, 11 years. I've only played top in, yeah. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to take a little pause because my sister came into the room because we're going out to Bakersfield pretty soon for Thanksgiving, and she just wanted my opinion on what she wanted to wear. Anyways, what was I talking about? Top lane. I've been a top laner for 11, 12, about as long as I've been playing League. I've been a top laner, but I've also, I've played bottom ADC and I've played support. I know how to play them. I can play those no problem. And in Wild Rift, that's the League of Legends mobile game. It's basically League of Legends but for your phone. I'm a mid laner though. I don't play top mid lane. I don't play top in Wild Rift. I'm just straight up mid lane, and I have like a 76 something win weight. Wow, I'm sounding like a dweeb. Win rate, okay, a 76 point something win rate, and yeah, dude, that's amazing. Actually, that's really good. So I'm gonna. But now they just now released the thing how a lot of shit is changing, and now ranks are going to be reset. The map is going to be reset. There's a whole new meta change and a new overhaul coming. And I think that's why they just now released Arcane like they did, because they didn't got so many people hooked on this game from this show, even though the show is not like the game. And they've seen a large influx of play. Now everything's about to change. So I'm about to change, bro. I've been a top laner for the past 13, 14, like I said. But this time, I'm going to go mid lane. I'm going to learn how to be a great mid laner, because I already am a great mid laner in Wild Rift, but let's take it to the actual Rift, And I think I'm going to go play Taliyah. I've never played Taliyah before, but she looks interesting. She's almost like an earthbender, you know? It looks like she can command rocks and shoot rocks and, you know, she's cool. She's like Toph from Avatar. But she rides on a little rock. Yeah, she's cool. I'm going to try to learn how to main her. But in top lane, my 2 most played champions were, it still is Poppy. I'm a really big Poppy fan. And Gnar, the one that transforms into Mega Gnar. I used to just play them top. And I've played Riv, and I've dabbled with other champions, but no one don't feel the same like them too. But, you know, I don't want to get into the habit of only playing the same champion. Which is, it's not bad. That's pretty normal. People play thousands of games with the same, whatever they feel comfortable with. In fact, you know, people, they say if you want to learn how to play League of Legends, play Garen only top and just play 500 fucking games with just that champion and you'll learn how to play League of Legends. But yeah. Oh, it's so good. I can't wait. So I'll probably have more to talk about when I start getting into the Rift. And I've been playing Teamfight Tactics. That's another game by the makers of League of Legends, Riot. But I still don't quite get it yet, and I always lose. So yeah, it's got a bit of a learning curve to it, you know. But I'm gonna see what's up with it. It looks fun. It plays fun. And then I got Legends of Runeterra. I downloaded that too, and that's like a card game made by the same people, Riot. You know, League of Legends card game. So I've been playing that too. You know, so yeah, they got me. Arcane, it consumed me like Shimmer. You know, it's just coursing through my veins right now. But yeah, that's great. Everything's good with me though. That's what I've been doing. Quick little yap session. If you ever want to play League of Legends with me, yo, let's get in there. Let's get in there. I can play. I want to be your top laner, but you know, if we're going to do the ADC support thing, I can do that too. It doesn't matter. If you want an ADC, I can support. But I think you should let me ADC and you support. Because I'm just that good, you know. But yeah. But no, I never did do the ranks. I think my highest rank on League desktop, on the desktop version, my highest rank was like silver 1 or 3 or 2 or something. Only silver, but on Wild Rift, I'm like gold 1, about to be promoted to whatever's after gold. What is after gold anyway, like platinum? I think so. Yeah, I'm almost plat. So, yeah. That's because it's more convenient. When you're on the go and you want to play League, you can get a quick game in. If you play League on your desktop, you're going to sit in that same spot playing this game for like an hour. Because that's how long the matches are. It's like 45 minutes to an hour. It depends. It depends. If you're playing if everyone's playing a really good game in the beginning, you can probably get them to surrender at 15, right? Is it 15? FF20 or FF15? I think it's 15. And they'll surrender. But if not, these games can drag the fuck on. So you got to be ready. Got to be ready. It's fun. But everyone collectively hates the game, but we all love it at the same time. Anyways, I was talking to one of my coworkers the other night. I brought it up again tonight too, but mainly I was talking with him. I came to the conclusion that because I'm 28 now, but when you're become 30, and it's happening right now too, but when you're 30 and up, a little bit more, when you're in that 30-ish range, and if you don't have any children, people don't give a fuck about you. And it's not like they don't give a fuck about you, but it's like you fade out of, like they don't worry about you. You know what I mean? You fade out of their life, basically. Because think of it like this. When you're at a family gathering or a friends gathering and they have kids, right? Typically, if you had the kid, you want to bring your kid, so they can play with their kid and so that you guys can talk and all that, you know what I mean? And catch up. Just sitting at a park or something, you know what I mean? But you can't do that if you don't have a kid, right? And so people oftentimes don't want to come and hang out with you if they have kids, because now they have to figure out, What am I going to do for this? I got to watch the kids for this. I got to get a babysitter. You know what I mean? It's so much easier if you have it, but you kind of fade out. People stop asking you to hang, or you want to go do this, you want to go there, and they're more likely to ask someone that's in their friend circle that has kids, because you're kind of, that's how I feel. I feel like when you don't have kids around there, you're wasting your life. And you're missing out on a life experience. And your life is practically almost over. That's like, being 30, that's almost like, people don't say it, but that's almost like midlife. It is. It is. It really is. Because what's the life expectancy? The life expectancy is like 60 and 70 years old. If you're 30, 33, damn, buddy, it's almost over. It's almost over. And more proof that people don't really respect you if you don't have kids is when you're like out. Let's say if you're out somewhere, like at a movie or at like a bar or at some place with a lot of people, and you share that on, I'm here. When you get the younger people a little younger, they be like, oh, go start a family, Unc. Go do the Unc. They call you Unc and shit, and It's true. It's true. But if you have kids now, you don't see it. But if you're like me, it happens. It absolutely happens. And people try to be like, oh, I don't want kids. I got cats. I have pets. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. A lot of people who have kids, based on what they have told me, they really hate when people try to, pass off their cats and stuff as kids and this and that, because a human life is more of a responsibility than a cat or a dog. You know what I mean? It just comes off as just actually sad. It's really sad that you guys do that. You shouldn't do that. But the crisis I'm in is, because with like dating apps and stuff, I really don't want to do a talking stage. I can't do talking stages anymore. I don't have it in me anymore to commit to just a talking stage, because that's what it is. Every new person you meet, it's always a talking stage you have to get through. You got to jump through these hoops to see if they try. And I don't want to do that. I'm exhausted from that, and it's not like I do it often. It's just that I just don't want to. Not anymore. So I might be forever. I don't know. But what was I going to say? So in dating apps, for me, the only people that, that I get those notifications like, oh, this person liked you, is only like people with like maybe 2 or 3 kids already. And they're not looking for someone who wants kids, because 3 kids is enough for them, which is kind of stupid. Like, why would I date you? And fat chicks, and I hate to be like, oh, yeah, fat, but come on now. Like, I don't want a fat chick, because I'm not a fat person. I'm actually very built. I wake up in the morning, I run, I box, I'm big. If we were playing Overwatch, or if I was playing League of Legends and you could choose me as a character, I'd be the fucking tank, bro. I'd be tanking up the damage. That's how big I am, which kind of sounds like a jerk when I say that, but it's true. Like, I'm a muscular, fit guy. I kind of want a fit girl, but the only people that like me on dating apps are just like fatties and people who have a bunch of kids. And I don't know how, you can't convince me. Some people can do it. And I'm not making fun or talking down for people that do it, that can just, not have kids and date a woman who has kids and this and that. It's just not for me, per se. It's just not for me, because I can't go from, taking care of one mouth to feed, my own, and then suddenly, in a blink of an eye, in an instant, here's 4 more other motherfuckers that you gotta help, that you're expected to take care of in a way too, So it's hard. It is. But I feel like if you have like 3 or 4 kids, you shouldn't be on dating apps, especially not liking me, because you should probably go work something out with one of the baby daddies or something. Like, that's rude. People, I know it sounds bad the way I'm wording it, but that's very rude. That's rude, man. I have no kids. Why would I, some person on Facebook argued with me about that, and they asked the question. They were like, can a woman with no kids, can she find true love, this and that? First of all, First of all I said was it's a bit harder. It's a bit harder. But hey, maybe some people are that. I wasn't even being rude. I was just like, yeah, it's a bit harder, but just you guys got to keep being out here. They didn't give a fuck. They started attacking me, and they were trying to make it like, oh, because I have no kids, this is almost like what we did to black people, and it's racist. Internet arguments always turn into this weird miasma of cringe, and it's like, no, it ain't even like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, but it's true. It's true. It's very true. It's 100% true. I am the right person in this argument. Because think of it like this. Think of it like, let's see, what can I draw a comparison to? Think about in a game, maybe like Animal Crossing or any place where you can mine, right? And you're presented with this rock. The rock is the woman, and the kids will be the stuff you mine out of it. Let's say diamonds. Let's use rocks and diamonds. So let's say you get this rock and the game's like, oh, you have this is a fresh rock. If you mine it, you have an 80% possibility of getting something good, getting a diamond. So you mine it. Boom, a diamond pops out. A kid pops out. Boom, that woman has a kid, but whatever. And then you mine it again. It's like then the probability goes down. You can keep hitting this same rock, but, the likelihood that you're going to get, a good, a gem or, it's going to be maybe drop down to like 65%. You mine it. Boom. You got the diamond. Boom. You can continue mining that rock again, but the likelihood that you're going to get something worthwhile out of it, it's probably like a good 30%. You could probably go find a fresher rock. You know what I mean? That you can mine. But boom, you hit it. And to your surprise, another diamond pops out. Now that threshold, that little meter telling you, that little meter telling you how good this rock is, if you want to keep it's now at like a 10-15%. Like the likelihood you're going to get something continuing mining in this spot is little to nothing, and that's the same thing. It's the same way when you think about it. Woman with 3 kids, there's people out there that will find you and will love you, but not me. Not me. But if I had kids of my own, then absolutely, because now we're meeting in the middle. I have 2 kids and you have 3 kids. Now we're compatible. You see, we have much more to talk about. There's much more to work with. My kids can play with your kids. Suddenly, you're on my radar. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? But when you're just a single person like me, that's almost off-putting, and it's kind of disrespectful to be like, come at me like that. Like, oh, I don't want kids. I don't want any more kids, but I'm still looking for a man and I got 3. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, man? And I'm not just pulling that out of my ass. This happened to me on a dating app and I just stopped Messenger. Yeah, but it's what the fuck, man? But yeah, that little mining thing. But I feel like that's how I really feel. If you have kids with multiple, you might as well should probably go work something out with one of the baby daddies, because a kid is like the most precious thing you can give a man. That's like the number one thing. But you can't just elope with people who don't give a shit about you and expect people to come pick it up. I should have had some alcohol for this episode so I can really rant. I think on my next podcast episode, I'm going to do it a bit drunk and tipsy. Get some real unfiltered speech. I don't want to feel like I don't want to seem like an asshole or something, but it's true, man. It's true. So that's my what's the word I'm looking for? My problem with the dating sphere and the single experience so far. And I can't find anyone single with no kids. And everyone who is single has kids and they've already started their families. Or they're fat, and I just don't want a fat woman. I don't. I'm sorry. Does that make me a bad person? Probably. But I'm not fat. I put in the work to look good. So I want someone else that's equally putting in the work to look good. It's only fair. It's only fair. I'm not saying I don't like fat people. I'll kick it with a fat person. Play some video games with a fatty. I don't care. Hell yeah. But I just won't look at you to date. I'm gonna dap you up like one of the homies. You gotta have like that, what's that movie? That Asian movie, 200 Pounds of Beauty, when she lost all that weight and she was falling. Gotta put in that work. Hell yeah. But lately, oh no, I feel like I've lost it. I don't know how to, when was my last, I've only had a few, really. I've dated a girl in high school, right? Her name was Coco. And it was only for about 3 weeks to a month, but I think only 3 weeks. And then I dated another girl afterwards out of high school. This was when I was already out of high school. This is probably when I was like 4 years out of high school already. And yeah, her name was Kelly, and she was cool. But that was my last date. That's my only. I've never been in a relationship since. It's been almost like 6 years. It's been like 6 years because usually when Facebook memories pop up, it'll be something from that I shared with her from like 6 years ago. So it's been a long time. I've been dry. Not saying I ain't got no action, because I have, but I've been like dry in terms of dating. That I don't really know how to initiate it. I don't know how to initiate it anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know how to talk to a woman in hopes to date them or try to date them or court them. I just completely lost that ability because nothing. It's just been nothing. And the relationship game, it's always changing. It's constantly changing. And they want these expectations and those expectations. You got to do this. It's like, I blame TikTok for that. TikTok and all these manosphere guys that are trying to make their money doing these relationship Kevin Samuels type gig. Kevin Samuels was the best to ever do it. I feel like everyone that's doing it now, they're doing more harm than they are good. So that's what I mean when I say it's constantly changing, because we're all on the internet. You can't sit here and say we're not on the internet. We're all on the same goddamn internet, and we're all seeing the same content and the same bullshit that makes you like, ugh, or come on. We're all seeing it. So that's why I say, like, the dating pool, the concepts of dating is constantly changing and evolving 24/7. Dating is more like, it's like investing now. It's all about money and all this stuff now. And when people that are looking for a real authentic connection, it's really, really hard. And in my case, I don't know how to talk to a woman anymore in hopes to date them or court them or take them out on a date. I just don't. I'd rather not just say anything. You'd honestly, you have a better chance of you initiating something with me than planning on me to ever initiate with you, because I can't anymore. I don't have it in me. I don't. I sound like an unk, but I've lost it. I don't like texting really all mushy gushy, because too many people, and this is a worldwide guy problem. Too many people have gotten just blasted on the internet and made fun of and, screenshot. That's true. Even Twitter, even like on Twitter, and people, even, what's the word I'm looking for? Even these influencers and people I watch on YouTube, they say it all the time that when you DM someone, remember that your DMs are not private. So when you send messages, always expect someone that isn't the recipient to also see that message, and it just leaves an awful taste in your mouth, and it just makes you not want to try or not want to do anything. So that's true. And a lot of guys, they talk about it or they joke about it. Oh, I'm in my soft guy era this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But it's true in terms of like actually getting to know somebody, I feel like there's a tide shift, a lot of women nowadays, they still want you to make the first move, because that's what's been socially acceptable. You're the guy. You're going to make the first move. I'm expecting you to do this. You. But a lot of people just aren't having it anymore. And I feel like going forward, because the guys are a lot scarred emotionally and they just don't want to do it. If you are a woman out there and you like a guy, you have a better chance of you initiating something first than expecting the guy to do it, because Society has not been kind to guys. They haven't. They haven't, bro. Ask any guy. Don't ask your woman friends because they're just going to recite what's in their echo chamber. Ask any of your guy friends. Society has been very mean to guys. Last month, it was viral. Everyone was talking about it. Oh, would you rather be in the forest with a bear and a man, or a man? And everyone chose the bear. And it just really think about it. Like, how does that make a guy feel? How does that make a teenager feel? 16, 15 years old, because they're on the internet too, and they're seeing this. Can you see what's going on? How the internet has been bleeding into reality, and it's changing the way people think and operate, and more people are more comfortable on the internet than actually socializing with people. And even though I'm a great talker, when I get to know you, I can talk your ear off. But in social settings, if I'm like at Food Co. down the street and I see one of the most beautiful, gorgeous women I have ever seen just in the checkout, I won't talk to her. I'm just going to keep it pushing. I'll just say in my head, yeah, that girl's really attractive, but I'm not going to initiate anything with her or try to get her number or nothing, because I don't know. A lot of guys feel this way too. Like, they just don't want to do it anymore. You just keep it pushing, and that's how it is. And I don't know how to get out of that. I think COVID I've always kind of been like that. Even when I was like in school, in middle school, back when it was socially acceptable to have crushes. I have crushes on this girl. I have a crush on that girl. I was never really the type to be like, yeah, let me spit game. Let me mac at you, shawty. I wasn't really like that. I kind of kept crushes to myself, or I playfully flirted with them, and sometimes it ended up good. Sometimes not so much, they just reject you and you keep it pushing. But I kind of carry that with me to adult, that I'm not so quick to just like spit game or mac or riz, whatever you want to call it. I'd rather keep it to myself. And I feel like, even though I am a great talker, COVID, the fact that they locked us up in our homes for 3 years, that really did a lot of damage to society too. Because I was even affected by it. I feel like people with only strong minds really survived COVID, but it really changed how people talk and communicate with each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like, I want to have kids. I do, but I don't know how I'm going to initiate that. Like, I don't know how that's going to happen. Because if I don't talk to the woman and the woman aren't talking to me, then what's really going to happen? I'm just going to go home, work out a bit, play the game, go to sleep, and still talk about how I want kids. And, it is the perfect time to have kids. That's what a lot of people don't want to say. They want to scare you on the internet. They want to be like, maybe in my late 30s. And let me tell you something. You wait till your late 30s, you might as well not. Don't have kids. If you're going to wait till your late 30s, don't have kids. Because what the fuck, that's almost 40. Your life's pretty much over. Look at the life expectancy. Look at the actual life expectancy. It's pretty much over. Don't. So many people have been scarred into not having kids. Oh, they can't afford it. You know what Trump said? He said he's going to give you $10,000 fucking dollars untaxed if you homeschool your children. We're about to start, when he takes office, we're about to start having more money in our pockets because he's going to get rid of all these damn taxes. When you work and you look at your check stub and you see all that money they took out, he's going to put an end to that. So you're going to bring more money on. JD Vance, big family guy. He talks about it all the time, how he's really big on family. He's your vice president. Trump, he's a family guy too. Have you seen his clips and stuff? He's really big on family and his kids. He wants American people to be having more children, but a lot of people are scared and a lot of people don't want to. A lot of people have fell into their own echo chambers and they're like, with whatever influencer they're talking about. And they put in their head that, niggas ain't shit. Don't have that, baby. The people who's preaching this, that's teaching you and your youngins that they also have kids of their own, 3, 4 kids, multiple baby daddies. Don't know why you take their advice, but yeah. And so it's really stained a lot of society, and the society, they don't want kids no more, man. It's crazy. It's crazy because I'm someone who really wants kids in a world of people who don't want kids or they don't want to do it anymore. And everyone I think I already said this. Everyone I went to school with, Close friends, people I don't see anymore. Not so close friends, people I was in class with, but I'm still miraculously still friends with on Facebook. They either all have kids and they all got their family, or they're dead. And that's some reality for you. They have kids. They either having kids, living their life, or they're dead. That's it. You look into your yearbook and you're like, yeah, I remember that guy. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah. Car crash, drunk driver. It happens, man. That's life. And life is so precious and it can be gone like that. So you might as well live in the moment. And God, I need society to start breeding again, man. I want society to be eager to start families and stuff, because that's, that's all about what life is. I feel like it's so selfish when people are like, it's cope too. It's copium when people are sharing how great their life is with their kids. Oh, it's Ava's birthday. She's 7 years old. She's 8. Mother loves you. Daddy loves you. And you get that person in the audience, that person in the comment sections like, oh man, I'm glad I'm glad I'm 33 and I can get a full night's rest and I don't have to worry. Shut the fuck up. You're coping. You're coping because you're sad because you don't have kids. That's some true shit. When people do that on TikTok and on comments and stuff, and they make you feel bad about being a parent, or they're just taking these little jabs at parents on the internet, it's because they're sad too. They are. Because they want kids. They want kids, but they don't know how to voice it correctly. So they think they win somehow when they say, oh wow, I'm 30 years old and I can get a full night's rest. So what? So what? Do you want a cookie or something? Like, what are you getting at? You know what I mean? It's so crazy when people do that. I hate when people do that, man. I hate it. Because they clearly want kids. They want to. They in the back of their mind, they're thinking that this could be them too. But they don't know how to express that, so they'd rather express hate, because hate is easier to express than actual something you're feeling from the heart or something actual. You know what I mean? Like, you can easily hate something, but it's not. You can easily voice that you hate something, but it's not always the easiest to voice that you love something. You know what I mean? Because they've been on the internet so long and they're trying to entertain that voice in the back of your head that makes you just want to, hate things. You know what I mean? That imaginary audience, people live for that and they talk like that, and just people don't know themselves. I don't know. I just need America to start breeding again and eager to, because I don't see anything anymore, man. When I was a kid, I used to always see kids playing outside. That was customary. That was the thing to do. You go into the house. If you were loud inside the house, they'd be like, hey, take that shit outside. We don't want to hear that. Go outside. And you go outside and you live your life. And that was it. Those moments back then, going outside, walking all the way down to the church, walking all the way down to the store by yourself, hopping a fence, doing this, running from that was building character that you can take into your adult life. See, I had a lot of that. I played outside a lot. I learned how to connect with people. I learned how to talk to strangers. I learned how to do a lot, just to have a mouthpiece, just to talk to people. People don't got that no more. They don't have that today. They don't want you to leave your kids outside unattended to play, because nowadays you'll get a citation. You'll get locked up for that. It's true. I've read multiple stories of this happening, of parents getting, flagged by police officers and stuff. Their kid's not doing anything. It's just they're outside and they're unattended, which is so weird to me. Isn't that bizarre? Because just a bit 14, 16, 17, how old am I? 28, bit longer than that. About 20 something years ago, we were walking to parks by ourselves and we were riding bikes like 10 miles away from your home and just making it back before the street light. That was normal. And we were like 11 and 12, You roll with a click. we'd pull up at some random, and they're playing basketball in the streets, and you just hop in and you just play. Boom, you're playing basketball, people you don't even know, but you meet these people, and then that's how you become acquainted with people, and that's how life works. That's how people knew how to talk to people and communicate with people. Because people say, oh, don't talk to strangers, but people fail to realize that a stranger knows and has everything you'd ever want. The information you'd ever need. You got to talk to a stranger first. You see what I mean? But now everyone, from the moment they're born, they're shoved this tablet, this device. Boom, I'm bored. I don't want to play with you right now. Take this. And now they're iPad kids. But now these iPad kids are grown up. When you think iPad kid, you think they're like 4 or 5 with this iPad. And while that may be true, these iPad kids are 12 and 13 and 14 years old trying to argue with you in the TikTok comment section. Those are the iPad kids that are grown up. Y'all made this monster. Y'all did. Y'all did. And it's not like I'm really big on this. That's why I voted for JD Vance and Trump, because they were voicing what I really wanted to hear, especially about like the parent thing. Because I feel like I'd be a great dad. It's something that I really wanted to be. There's listen. Hey, leave that alone. Leave that alone. I'm talking to my cat. Leave that alone, please. I'm gonna throw something at you. Anyways, I'm really big on the family stuff too, because it's something that there's nothing I'd rather do than want to be, you know? I'm sorry. I got 2 tabs open because I'm looking at my cat, so I can't actually voice what I'm trying to say because my brain keeps fixated on what it's doing. So give me one moment. I'm gonna step away and then I'll come back clear. I'm just gonna move all this. Stop it. Anyways. That's why because they were big. I voted for JD Vance and Trump because they were big on the family stuff and big on what I wanted to hear. Because all my life, that's all I ever wanted to be, was just a dad. Because I didn't know my dad growing up. I didn't. I think I seen him twice in my human life, just twice. So it's not even a face I can recognize. There's nothing of value I can pull about my dad that I can express to you of what type of the person he is, because I don't know. I really don't. I think he visited once when I was a freshman, and he was just like, oh yeah, I'm your dad. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he straight up disappeared. I haven't heard from him. And then that was it. That literally was it. That was the last time I saw him. He was just some guy that came and said he was my dad. And that was it, bro. He never came back and that was when I was a freshman. And then when I was like a toddler, I remember an adult figure giving me some beer. I remember, and he was like, oh yeah, you can drink this when you get hair on your chest or something. I don't know, but he gave me beer, and I remember I didn't like it. And that was it. Those are the only 2 instances I remember about my dad. Yeah. So I'm big on I'm big on family kids. That's why I want to be a dad, because I want to be better than what he was, you know. And yeah, people just don't want kids, yo. And it's like, I'm not saying that I'm ready. I mean, I'm ready. I am ready, but I'm not saying that I'm actually ready. But I got all this neat shit in back of me, right? That I've just been collecting and stuff from my childhood, games, TV shows, this and that, boy shows and girl shows, you know, the full collect. Just in the event I do have kids, we have something to bond about and talk. I've just been collecting it. If I'm on eBay and it's for a good deal and it's a show I really enjoyed, that I think, you know, even my nephews, you know, I introduce them to my nephews too. I watched this show. Like Jaden, my brother's kid, he's really big on Ninja Turtles, and I have Ninja Turtles, you know, so I'm like, oh yeah, we can, you know, it creates that dialogue. There's something we can do now. But I've been doing that. I've just been collecting stuff, and storing stuff away in the event I have a kid. But people always say, you don't have a kid because you want it too hard, But hey, it's real. That's real shit. I have all types of shit in here. Sailor Moon, Deke Dub. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know nothing about no Sailor Moon, Deke Dub. What do you know about the Sailor Moon that came on in the 90s? And it was animated by Deke. And it was funny. It was funny as shit. And then it got reanimated by Viz. And it's not funny. And it's more serious. You don't know nothing about the Deke Dub. I have it. I also have like unopened Sailor Moon Monopoly up there. So I've got it. It's about 3 years old. I've never opened it. It's still completely sealed. Because I want someone to play it with. Whether it be a kid or just, I don't know, someone who likes Sailor Moon and Monopoly, But anyways, yeah. That's my little rant. So if you're thinking about having kids, because I want the world to start breeding again too and start living again. But if you're thinking about having kids, then hey, JD Vance and Trump say they're going to give you $10,000 to homeschool that motherfucker. And you want to know why that's a good thing? Because schools nowadays are bad. The schools are so bad nowadays, man. The stuff you read on and that's why it creates that in your head that, oh, it's getting so worse because you're on the internet and you're getting information that we couldn't get this information back then in the early 90s, early 2000s. The internet was too slow and we weren't really locked in like how we got. So when something bad happened across a different city, you didn't really hear too much about it. But nowadays, you get on the internet, you're locked in everywhere. You're getting information of what's happening all around the world. So when you have cases popping up, if this happened at a school and this happened at a school, it creates the idea in your mind that, wow, this is crazy. This is not like how it used to be. And it's true. But it is true, though. It's true to a large extent, So you get information nowadays about all the stuff and the horrible things that are happening in school. And you say to yourself, oh, man, I'm just going to homeschool. I'm just going to homeschool. And it's true. And I'm glad people are seeing it because that's why you have people like President Trump and JD Vance offering you $10,000 just to homeschool your kids. And it's completely tax free. Because they want America to continue breeding, but they know we have a problem and the stuff we got to work on. And I think COVID really, it just messed up a lot of ways how people communicate. I had a friend. She wasn't really a friend, but she was like a high school friend. But she used to come over, and we just used to shoot the shit and shit. I never had a problem with her or anything. But yeah. I remember she liked one of my, she completely fell off the face of the planet. I didn't know what happened to her, but she liked one of my comments in this open thread, and I got the notification that it was her and I was like, oh, and I inboxed her. I was like, nothing weird. I was just like, yo, it's really good to see you. You fell off the face of the planet. I hope you're doing all right. I hope everything's going well and life's treating you good. Do you remember this song? Yeah, you put me on this song. I just want to let you know that, I still listen to that song, but You Be Smooth. She didn't say anything. She just blocked me after that. I wasn't weird. So that's proof that people just don't know how to communicate with people when it comes down to it, instead of, actually trying to sort their feelings and get what they want to say out. They'd rather just, get this away and not have to deal with it, Same with another girl I went to school with. And I went to school with her, but then we worked at the hospital a bunch too. And I think she still works at the hospital. But I think I sent her like a TikTok or something, and she just straight up blocked me. And it wasn't even a weird TikTok. I was just like, oh, it was like, because we were really into Justin Bieber in high school. And I think it was because, yeah, Justin Bieber had his kid. And I sent her the TikTok video, and I was like, oh, yeah, Justin Bieber had a kid, not on no weird. She just blocked me, bro. So I was just like, okay. I don't know but you can't really get too held up on wondering what you did, because oftentimes you didn't do nothing wrong. People, I don't know. People are just gonna, I don't know. People are weird nowadays. We're definitely dealing with a different version of people versus 8-9 years ago, and it's a societal issue, man. But yeah, please, yo, have some kids out there, yo. Have kids. And that's what you want to. If you want something to take away from this episode, I want you guys to have kids and experience life. And it's easy for me to say. I can't even take my own advice because I still don't know how to talk to. I still don't know how to talk to pretty women. I don't even attempt it. You talk to pretty. I know how. I just don't. You know what I mean? You talk to a pretty woman the same way you talk to women you're not interested in. If you know what I mean. Oh no. No idea. I might adopt. If I start making money, I might adopt. I don't know. But then a part of me, was always going to wonder what my actual child would look like. You know? But yeah. What time is it? I think I have enough time in the box. I do. I can't quit. I have to box in about a good few. I'm probably going to shower first. A shower feels good before you box and you sweat. Take a shower. Get clean. And then come out and box. Because when you sweat, it feels good, It feels very good. And it's not like a stinky sweat. It's just, if you drink a lot of water, that's what it is. And it's not a salty sweat either because you just showered. A lot of the times when you sweat and it's salt, it's because your face is dirty. And it's like, it's running down from your face. That's why. But when you sweat, after you just got done showering and you box for 35 minutes and you sweat, it feels like nothing. It feels like there's nothing. It's just straight up pure. Anyways. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it here. Yap for a good 52 minutes. I got to make sure the audio is okay because it's been doing a lot. Hope it comes out okay. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to me. If you guys made it this far, give it a like, give it a sub, give it a something. I appreciate you. I love you. Have a good night. Be safe. Watch your favorite TV shows. Wear pajamas. Wear warm socks, fuzzy socks because it's very cold. And I'm in the garage and my feet get cold, but I got these big ass these claws, these abominable snowman slippers. So yeah, put those on and be warm and get it's going to get really cold. So get a heated blanket and you get one of those too and put it on 7 because when it's on 10 and stuff, it's too hot, but 7, that's like the sweet spot. And yeah, go ahead and be great. Thank you for tuning in. See ya.